Okay, folks, it is Matthew, and we have returned. It is now time for the final case in Europe. Case 6. Thanks to these three, Heidi, Michael, and Paulo Roberto. So, let's start. The Impossible Dream. Sheriff Matthew, let's recap. We know that the Prometheans are planning to bomb several major monuments in Europe in a bid to sway the results of the referendum on European unification. And Jacqueline Proust says she knows where the bomb detonator is hidden. I'm not sure we can trust her, given that she's admitted to joining the Prometheans, but she's our only lead since Klaus went up in flames. To complicate things further, thousands of tourists have flocked to Spain for the Semana Santa Holy Week Carnival, so Proust is laying low in the countryside. You'll meet her there. Stay safe, Matthew, and remember, the fate of Europe depends on you. Nice to see you, Matthew. Proust refused to give us an exact address where we could find her, but she said she'd meet us there. But she said she'd meet us here. I haven't seen any sign of her yet, though. Perhaps you should take a look around those windmills. No. Here we go. See broken pieces. Oh, there's the victim's body. I know that. Oh no, and that's Jacqueline Proust. Soda can. Scroll. I saw that it was a chicken. Where are you, chicken? No. Oh, there we are. Oh my God, Matthew! There's a dead woman in that weird metal bowl, and it looks like she's been burnt to death. No, I'm fine, Matthew. I must have just eaten something dodgy. What? You think that woman is Jacqueline Proust? This just gets worse and worse. You're right. I need to pull myself together. The Prometheans must have realized she was going to lead us to the detonator and decided to make sure she stayed quiet. But what are we going to do now? Jacqueline was our only lead on where to find the detonator. The bombs they planted across Europe could go off at any minute. Oh, thank God you picked us some clues, Matthew. You grasped some broken pieces. Anything is worth a shot. You also found a pocket watch. There's something written on it, but it's faded. Your dusting kit? Already on it. You picked up a scroll too? Wait, this has a confession on it. It reads, I hereby declare I am a traitor, a liar, and a fool. I deserve my fate. And it's signed by Jacqueline Proust. And it's signed by Jacqueline. There's no way Jacqueline would have ever written something like this about herself. She must have done it under duress. And you're right, there's a red stain on the scroll. You better collect a sample, but be quick. There's no time to lose if the Prometheans know we're onto their plan. Alright, we're going to autopsy Jacqueline. And I'm going to grab a bunch of stars, so I'll be right back. Alright folks, I got me 6 stars. I'll examine the pocket watch first. I'll probably start from the bottom. Property of Armand Dupont? What? Oh my... The message on the pocket watch you found at the crime scene reads, "Property of Armand DuPont," as in our DuPont? But how could his pocket watch have ended up right where Jacqueline was murdered? Surely this isn't possible. He couldn't be involved in Jacqueline's murder, could he, Matthew? You're right. We have to go talk to DuPont. I know the guy bores me to tears, but I refuse to believe he's capable of betraying the Bureau. Oh boy. About his pocket watch being on the crime scene. Monsieur Archer, I do not have the patience for your wisecracks today. A dear friend of mine has just passed away. That friend wouldn't be Jacqueline Proust, would it? We found your pocket watch next to the body, DuPont. You have no empathy, Monsieur Archer. Please, a little compassion for a person in mourning. We don't have time for compassion. Come on, DuPont. How did your pocket watch end up on the crime scene? I gave Jacqueline the pocket watch. She must have dropped it when she was murdered. Why would you give your pocket watch to someone you hate? You were always saying what a terrible writer she was. It is true, she was a terrible writer. My mon Dieu, I read everything she wrote. It was my guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure? Do you mean you and Jacqueline? Voyons, Archer. Jacqueline and I were pen friends, that's all. Well, after all those negative remarks you made about her, perhaps your friendship didn't end on a positive note. You need to leave the station, DuPont. We can't have you here while you're tied up in a murder investigation. Now let's examine the scroll. Wow, that was lucky. Awesome, you collected a sample of that red substance on the scroll we picked up at the crime scene, with Jacqueline's confession on it. Quick, let's send it to Lars. Okay, 3 hours. Alright. Examine. Okay. Matthew, those broken pieces you found at the crime scene form a key ring, and I recognize that design. They're sold as souvenirs at Park Güell, a popular tourist site. Güell? You think the killer might have come from there? No time to dawdle then, Matthew. Let's go. News concludes. Let's check this place out. Cigar box, book, headphones, ice cream, parrot, hand fan in 8 seconds. Not too bad. Okay. Tell me you found some clues in Park Joel, Matthew. A paperback book? Honestly, I'll take anything you can offer. We'll have to recover the faded info. And what's that? Oh, a cigar box? Oh, a cigar box. But what's this weird symbol? Oh my god, it's the Prometheus symbol, Matthew. Quick, what's inside? Check out all those rubies. We're rich, Matthew. Right. I'll grab the vacuum kit so you can collect a sample. I believe that's the third one. And I will grab a bunch of stars first once again. I'll see you for that, so stick around. Okay, I've gotten the rest of it. I've gotten 11 stars. Now let's get the cigar box out of the way. Got it. 9. You really are a natural with that vacuum, Matthew, though not quite as good as me. You reckon Elliot could trace the origin of the rubies you found in the cigar box? Well, he has been looking rather bored. Let's give him something to do. Okay, that's 9 hours. The princess and the chief, Jacqueline Proust, he wanted the crown jewels but stole her heart. Oh boy. What's the title of that book we found at Park Joel? The Princess and the Thief, huh? Sounds like some kind of trashy romance novel. A trashy romance novel written by our victim, right? That's quite a departure from her usual political mysteries. Now you mention it, that woman on the cover does look familiar. Wait a second. You're right, that woman. It's Princess Sophia of Girona. Didn't you meet her in Paris? Yeah, I know. That woman's ridiculously vain. There's no way she'd have agreed to this. We need to talk to Sophia. About the book the victim wrote about her? Nice to see you, Sheriff Matthew. Excuse the mask. I'm attending the carnival. It's funny, Your Highness. You look exactly like the woman on the cover of this book, The Princess and the Thief. Keep that monstrosity out of my sight. Can you imagine my shame when I discovered Jacqueline had created a character based on me for one of her romantic novels? I thought things couldn't get worse after Pretty Fair magazine called me a royal mess, but now my reputation is truly in tatters. That's why I'm having to take a break in the Spanish countryside. Well, you won't be featuring on any more book covers. We found Proust burnt to death. How atrocious. I might not have cared for her, but I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That'll do, and I'll get the remaining stars. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, we're back, and we're now going to get the results of everything. So I'm going to speed up the victim's body. The autopsy. Hello, Matthew. I know you're on the clock, so I'll get to the point. The cause of death itself is straightforward. Jacqueline Proust was tied up and burnt to death. What's interesting is the device that was used. According to my research, your murder weapon, the bronze bull, is an ancient Greek execution device. It's a particularly cruel execution method. A fire is lit underneath the bull and the metal heats up, roasting the person to death. And a fun fact, the device's acoustic design transforms the victim's screams into the sound of a bellowing bull. That's brutal, yes, but there's a certain artistry to it. Anyway, I also found something interesting on the body. The victim was branded just before she was killed. Branded? Matthew, didn't Klaus brand Father Agnelli back in Italy? Those Prometheans really are obsessed with burning flesh. I looked it up and discovered that the symbol means traitor in Aramaic. It's a language spoken by only a few communities in West Asia. So you're telling us the killer speaks Aramaic? They might have a knack for languages, but let's see them talk their way out of this. Okay, now the red substance. So what have you got for us on that substance from the scroll we found at the crime scene, bro? Sangria, that's what I've got. What? We're trying to prevent the Prometheans from bombing Europe here, dude. We don't have time for drinks. No, sangria is the substance on the scroll. And as the wifey confirmed that the victim had no alcohol in her bloodstream, it must be the killer who split it. So we're looking for a sangria drinking killer. Their fiesta will soon be over with you on their trail, Matthew.
Reason more of us are surviving cancer. Dying from it. Give now to the American Cancer Society.
And the rubies? Did you manage to find out where those rubies in the cigar box came from, kid? A blindfolded 5-year-old could have done it. Everybody knows that this particular hue was only produced in the limited edition series by jeweler Larry Winston in 2003. And Sir Archibald Gilchrist bought most of the batch. That pompous old banker? I always thought he was hiding something, Matthew. You just can't trust bankers. Why on earth would Gilchrist have bought all these rubies? And why would he be keeping them in a cigar box which has a Promethean symbol on it? I agree, we need to go find him stat.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by exposure to
got his rubies?
Call 1-866-692-4015. That's 1-866.
Oh, for crying out loud, Sheriff Matthew. Can't a fellow go to a carnival without you appearing? Gilchrist, we're here to ask you about these rubies you found in Park Güell. Are they yours? Oh, thank heavens. I've been looking everywhere for those. I lost them on my way to a client meeting. When you say client, do you mean Promethean? We found your Promethean cigar box. Fess up. No need to get shirty, boy. I've just been doing a bit of business with the Prometheans. I mean, I never actually met the chaps. They just required some funding. Just a few rubies here and a few million euro there. All at a reasonable interest rate, of course. Nothing illegal about it, just a solid investment. Gilchrist, we suspect the Prometheans are involved in the murder of Jacqueline Proust and possibly half a dozen more, and murder is definitely illegal. Murder, you say? Look here, this is the third time you tried to pin a murder on me, and I won't have it. Good day to you. We're in deep trouble, Matthew. The bombs set all over Europe by the Prometheans could go off at any second now, and Jacqueline was the only one who knew where to find the detonator. And we're no closer to finding her killer. We just know that the Prometheans must be behind the murder. As for Gilchrist, we know he was funding the Prometheans, but he claims not to have met them personally. Who knows what he might have done to ensure a return on his investment, though. And the fact DuPont's pocket watch was on the crime scene doesn't look good, but would he betray... Sheriff Matthew, stop your investigation immediately or suffer the same fate as the traitor Proust. What the hell? I speak on behalf of the Prometheans. We are everywhere. We will never stop. We will never give in. All of Europe will soon be under our control.
Docket 2508, People v. Miller, 1-count murder in the second degree, 1-count arson in the first degree.
Counselor, does your client wish to enter a plea?
And we'll get to Chapter 2 after this. Okay, folks, it's Matthew. We're back. Let's start Chapter 2 of The Impossible Dream. We're in deep trouble, Matthew. The bombs set all over Europe by the Prometheans could go off at any second now, and we're still no closer to find... Sheriff Matthew, stop your investigation immediately or suffer the same fate as the traitor Proust. I speak on behalf of the Prometheans. We are everywhere. We will never stop. We will never give in. All of Europe will soon be under our control. Who are you? You're under arrest. Ignorant fools, you have been warned. Hey, stop, Matthew. Hey, stop. Matthew, they're headed towards the carnival hub at the Plaza Mayor. At Plaza Mayor. I can't believe the Prometheus would threaten us like that. And you're right, it might even have been Jacqueline's killer. We need to follow them now. Let's go to Plaza Mayor.
But clearly it's limited to battling under exigent circumstances.
This is exactly what my client was facing. A terrorist about to attack this country. He murdered a man. He used the skills and training this country gave him, and he acted.
By setting an apartment on fire to cover his crime, not exactly the actions of a soldier who thought what he'd done was right, Counselor.
Do you know what Haddad was doing at that garage he worked at? Learning how to drive 18-wheelers. They had to deal with trouble. That's
Okay.
why the driver's license so badly.
So we all turn our backs when a cold-blooded murder is committed?
Let's see, what clues are we going to find here?
The word terrorism loses its meaning.
Oil drum,
Your client is a civilian, not a soldier.
hand fan. Oh, that's a clue. Okay.
Soldiers in a war against terrorism. I know
Clock,
because CNN tells me
flower bouquet,
the Homeland Secretary tells us
by Garland, and the... Oh boy, effigy.
terrorists that my client
There you are.
defends the country. If you won't dismiss this case outright, at least let me raise the trial.
Motion to dismiss is denied. The defendant will be able to assert reasonable fear of imminent harm at trial.
Your Honor.
I said he could assert a claim, Mr. McCoy. None of us knows whether it'll fly. Acting in defense of country means asserting a clear and present danger.
He's making up the law as he goes along.
Illegal combatants, military tribunals, a war on terrorism. We're all making it up as we go along.
Justice isn't a moving target. We can't just forget the rule of law because we don't like who lays claim.
Darn it, I can't see that Promethean anywhere.
Find out who the dog
But check out this place. It's totally insane. Seems like we missed the carnival procession though. There's nobody here.
is charity. It's on a
Queen of
terrorist
clubs.
watch
I don't know, Queen of spades, excuse me.
Known about
Wait, what have you got there? This effigy looks just like the victim.
the benefit of hindsight.
And is that a bull holding her? Right. We know that Jacqueline was murdered in a bronze bull. This must be linked to the murder.
Information at the time. What proof?
Well spotted. There's blood on it. Whoever made this creepy effigy of the victim must have cut themselves. You better collect a sample ASAP.
Talk to me.
And you found a Spanish fan with JP on it? Right. Those are Jacqueline Proust's initials. Let's swipe it for prints.
No reasons.
And that oil drum looks like it's hot. You think that Promethean tried to burn evidence? There's not a second to lose. Let's search through it.
Worked here with civilians in the camps, I'm sure. Everyone concerned at the time thought it was right, but that didn't make it right or legal.
The jury will learn that
I'll get some stars. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, we're back. Let's examine the victim's effigy. Gotta get all this done before I go to my work.
Keep calling yourself a gangster. People in this country are innocent until proven guilty. We've saved them all in order to protect that right. First generation.
There we are. Blood. Good job, Matthew. You've grabbed a sample of that blood on the victim's effigy you found in Plaza Mayor. We don't have time to wait hours for results. Let's put the blood under the microscope and see who it belongs to.
He took it upon himself to kill a man. We all lost a measure of our humanity. But this jury has a chance to get it back. Because this jury has a chance to answer
Examine the blood.
How much of ourselves as a country are we willing to surrender to terrorism?
There we are. Oops. Made a mistake earlier. Oh.
Does the jury reach a verdict?
There we are. Oracle. Come on, did you manage to identify the DNA in that blood you collected from the victim's effigy, Matthew? The blood belongs to Oracle Papadakis. Oh right, that fake oracle we met while investigating the finance minister's murder in Greece. But what on earth would the oracle have been doing with an effigy of the victim? You're right. Either she's involved in the Prometheans or she's got a really nasty grudge against our victim. There's only one way to find out. I say we disguise ourselves as Prometheans and talk to the Oracle. We'll see how she reacts.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Moment. Okay. Talk to Oracle. Let's impersonate her. It's time to use my disguise skills, Matthew. Let's don these Promethean outfits and see if we can trick the Oracle into giving us some information. See, we look exactly like the Prometheans. Let's go and interrogate the Oracle. So, it looks like that traitor Bruce finally got what she had coming to her. I'll drink a glass of sangria to that, my Promethean brother. Funny to think Bruce and I were friends once. You were friends with that traitor? Yes, we met at university. We were thick as thieves until Bruce stole my thesis and turned it into a novel, ruining my career. Now I'm just an unemployed scholar with a useless knowledge of Aramaic. So that's why you made that effigy of her? Haha, yes, quite a masterpiece that was. Wait, I'm sorry, who did you people say you were? Has the Promethean World Domination meeting been rescheduled for today? Oh, haven't you seen us around? We're new recruits. In fact, we better dash. We have an initiation ceremony to get to. Those Promethean disguises work like a charm, Matthew. So now we know for sure that the Oracle is involved in the Prometheans. I think that was 3.
Espresso.
Now let's examine the hand fan. There we go. You've uncovered fingerprints on the victim's fan you found at Plaza Mayor, Matthew. Let's see if we can find a match for these fingerprints in the database. Quick!
Get ready to experience a cup of
Espresso. What else?
Okay. Oh no. Oh well. Sophia of Girona.
when it comes to quitting secrets.
The fingerprints on the victim's fan are a match for Princess Sophia. How on earth did she get her hands on Prue's fan? Come on, Matthew, there's no time to lose. Let's see what Sophia has to say for herself.
Introducing Kisses Deluxe Chocolates.
How she ends up with the victim's fan.
Delicate crisps and layers of rich, creamy chocolate.
Hello again, Sheriff Matthew. Care to join me for a glass of sangria? Cut to the chase, Sophia. How did you end up with Prue's fan when you claimed to have hated her? Oh, how embarrassing. I thought I'd gotten rid of that. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Jacqueline forgot her fan at a Promethean meeting. I liked it, so I swiped it. What? You're a Promethean? Of course. Like I told Sheriff Matthew before, I want to bring about change in Europe. I decided conventional politics were useless, so joining the Prometheans was the next best option. That wretch Jacqueline threatened to ruin everything when she started trying to muscle her way in. I knew she couldn't be trusted. Thank goodness the others finally caught on. Sophia, whether you killed Jacqueline or not, we're placing you in custody for your involvement in the Prometheans.
Now, you would think your insurance company would purchase this, right?
Oh, your insurance rates go through the roof. Your perfect record
One
doesn't
more
get you
moment.
anything.
Alright, let's get the oil drum out of the way before I go. Before I go to my work anyway. Oh! Chess piece. A queen. Check out all this Promethean stuff from the oil drum at Plaza Mayor. This means that whoever threatened us really did try to burn evidence, so this chess piece might be an important clue. And I bet Lars can help us figure out what this chess piece means. Let's send it to him, quick. Okay, how long? 12 hours. I'll let it run its course a bit. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, it is Matthew and we have returned. It is now time for me to get the results of the chess queen. Dude, thanks for sending me this queen chess piece you found at the Plaza Mayor. I'm totally into chess. Fun fact, it's thanks to Queen Isabella I of Spain that the queen piece is able to move any number of squares in all directions, while the king piece can only move one square at a time. It's because Isabella was more powerful than her husband, King Ferdinand. Lars, we don't have time. We know it's a chess piece. What else can you tell us? Right, sorry Matthew. Well, I did find traces of sangria on it. Then that means the Promethean who tried to get rid of it is definitely Jacqueline's killer. Matthew is right. And I don't know if it helps, but when I was jamming in Park Güell, I noticed people playing chess there. That's the perfect lead. Let's go back to Park Güell to catch our chess-playing killer, Matthew. I was never a chess player myself, but personally, I do know a few things about chess that other people probably don't. Alright, let's see what we got. Dog, peace symbol, handbag. Already see cookies. Darn it. 15th already, not too bad. This is a nightmare, Matthew. We're no closer to finding out who killed Jacqueline or locating the bomb detonator. Tell me you found some clues. You're right, this bag has Proust's name on it. We need to look through it ASAP. You also found a tablet? Wait, there's a message on it. It reads, "For the Bureau." This could be somebody trying to help us, Matthew, or somebody trying to throw us off the scent. Only one way to find out, but it's locked. Let's crack it open. I'll go ahead and do it now. I know I gotta get some sleep. There we are. A relic. Whoa, check out this gold thingy you found in Jacqueline's bag, Matthew. And, is that a bone inside? Creepy. Why the heck would Jacqueline have been carrying around a bone? You're right, it doesn't look recent. These Latin inscriptions should tell us something about its origin, but we can hardly ask Dupont to decipher them now he's a suspect. You think Marina could tell us more about it? Well, her beauty and brains always come through for us in an emergency. Let's send this bone to her stat. Hours. I may speed this up after a while, but we'll see what happens. So for now, let's get the locked tablet out of the way. GEA. Oh no, 7BR. And Q8. Archibald Gilchrist again? What does it say on that tablet with a message for the Bureau, which we found in Park Well, Matthew? The message reads, "I need your help. They're after me. I don't want to die." And it's signed by Gilchrist. Oh, give me a break, Matthew. What could that pompous idiot have gotten himself into this time? Okay, we'll go find Gilchrist. About his distress message. Thank goodness you're here, Sheriff Matthew. You saw my message? I'm in dire need of help. What is it now, Gilchrist? We're trying to find a killer and bring down a terrorist organization, so this better be good. I've been foolish. It's these Promethean chaps, you see. They just won't leave me alone. I thought it'd be an easy investment, but it's turning into a jolly nightmare. It's even more of a nightmare than when I had to learn Aramaic for a business venture. They keep pushing me for more money. I confided my concerns to Proust over a game of chess and a picture of sangria, and look what happened to her. I need round-the-clock police protection. Wait, how did you end up discussing that with Proust? Are you a Promethean? What a preposterous question. We'll be keeping an eye on you, Archibald, and not just for your own protection. I'll let the relic run its course, and I'll be sure to get these other stars in due time. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the relic. I know you must be worried about me chasing after bombs and everything, Marina. But save your displays of affection. We need answers. The only thing that worries me are your delusions, Archer. As for the bone you found in Jacqueline's bag, it's fascinating. I studied the Latin inscriptions and discovered it's a relic from the 14th century. Whoa, so that dude has been dead for ages. The individual was not a dude. The bone allegedly belonged to Catherine of Siena. She was a renowned theologian, and she's now one of Italy's patron saints. What's most interesting, however, is the story surrounding the bone. Considered a relic of utmost importance by the Catholic Church, the bone is reportedly cursed, and whoever removes it from its place of rest will die. And I'm guessing that place of rest wasn't Park Well? Precisely. The relic is usually housed at a church owned by a certain Cardinal Salieri, who I'm sure Matthew remembers meeting in Italy. I bet he wouldn't have looked kindly on Jacqueline stealing the relic. Let's go see if this cardinal has committed any mortal sins recently. Alright, let's find out what Salieri has to say about the relic. Cardinal Salieri, can you tell us what your relic was doing in Jacqueline Proust's bag? Ah, see. Proust recently came to my church to confess her sins. I realized afterwards that the sacred relic was gone. She'd stolen it. I wouldn't put it past Jacqueline to steal something, but do you expect us to believe it's a coincidence she was murdered after taking something from your church? I told you last time we met, Sheriff Matthew, I am a man of God. I do not give in to anger. If Proust is dead, it is because the curse has come true. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a game of chess to attend. Don't go far, Salieri. Sheriff Matthew will have more questions for you later. This is impossible, Matthew. Most of our suspects have some kind of connection to the Prometheans, but none has admitted to murdering Jacqueline. We've got Princess Sophia in custody. We know she hated Proust, but is that enough to have killed her? And Gilchrist claims his involvement in the Prometheans has got out of hand, and now he needs police protection. I sense he's not telling us the whole truth about his role in the Prometheans, though, but would he have committed murder for them? Matthew, this is a disaster. You need to take a look at the TV. I can confirm that the upcoming referendum, which will ask citizens to vote on whether Europe should be united under one central government, has been brought forward to tomorrow. Oh boy. We'll get to chapter 3 in just a moment. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay folks, it's Matthew and we are back and we're going to start chapter 3. This is impossible, Matthew. Most of our suspects have some kind of connection to the Prometheans, but none has admitted to murdering Jacqueline. Matthew, this is a disaster. You need to take a look at the TV. I can confirm that the upcoming referendum, which will ask citizens to vote on whether Europe should be united under one central government, has been brought forward to tomorrow. This is terrible news, Matthew. We know that the Prometheans want to create a climate of fear in order to get a yes vote in the referendum. And if the referendum's held tomorrow, then the Prometheans will have no choice. They'll have to carry out their attack today. There will be carnage if bombs go off all over Europe. We have to stop them, Matthew. Right, and we still need to find out which of the Prometheans murdered Proust. And as your suspects seem to be here for the carnival, I recommend you go back to the carnival hub at Plaza Mayor ASAP to see if you've missed anything. There's also a certain Cardinal Salieri here. He says he wants to talk to you, Matthew. Oh, come on, Matthew. You don't seriously want to waste time talking to Salieri when we could be looking for clues? Well, it's your call, but decide quickly. There's not a second to lose. Okay. I'm going to find out what Cardinal Salieri wants first. Cut to the chase, Salieri. We've got a European-wide bomb plot on our hands. Why are you here? Just have a glass of sangria while I watch your investigation fail miserably, Senor Archer. How naive you were to think you could stop us. Why waste time investigating the murder of a traitorous soul like Proust, when soon even the Bureau will be under Promethean control? Wait, us? Don't tell me you're a Promethean too. You're supposed to be a man of faith. This is God's wish for Europe, Matthew. We, the elite, will take our rightful places as rulers over the continent's lesser souls. You're insane, Salieri. Matthew will never allow the Prometheans to come to power. We're taking you into custody. Okay. Moment, guys. All right. All right. Let's see what we can find here. Torn paper. Snail. Boots. Horse. Oh, jeez. Oh, there we go. Picnic hamper. And I can see the pumpkin. Okay. Tell me what you found quick. The Prometheans could launch their bomb attack at any moment. A picnic camper? There's no time for a picnic, Matthew. Oh, you think there's something hidden inside? Get looking through it then. You also picked up some torn paper? Well, it's useless until you put it back together. Doing it right now. Let's look at the picnic basket. There we you are. Postcard. Quick, what did you find in that picnic camper you picked up at Plaza Mayor, Matthew? A postcard? You're right, that's Park Well on the front, and the message is addressed to our victim. The postcard reads, "Meet me at 7 p.m. in Park Well, come alone," and it's signed by Papadakis. So Papadakis met up with Jacqueline just before she was killed. I was thinking the same, Matthew. The Promethean's disguises worked brilliantly last time we spoke to Papadakis. Let's try it again.
$30 billion in trust money has been set aside to pay asbestos victims. You may be entitled to compensation. For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-411-3838. That's 1-800-411-3838.
Got our meeting with the victim. Here we go again, Matthew. Let's put my master of disguise skills into action once more and go talk to Papadakis. Hello again, fellow Promethean. Say, you wouldn't happen to have lost a postcard at Plaza Mayor, would you? Only we found this while taking a stroll to contemplate our imminent takeover of Europe. Haha, oh yes, that postcard was a stroke of genius. Would you like to hear all about it? You see, I had a key role in getting rid of that traitor. By traitor, you mean Proust, of course. I was chosen by our dear leader to lead her to her death. I invited her to play chess at Park Well, pretending I wanted to reconcile. But when she arrived, our dear leader was there to put an end to her miserable existence. Right. Can you remind me again what our dear leader's name? What's our dear leader's name? What do you mean, what's their name? Who are you? You're not Prometheans. This is Sheriff Matthew, and you're under arrest for being an accessory to murder. Ooh. Okay. Let's put this picture together. Just hit the 8. Whoa, that photo he found at Plaza Mayor shows the Prometheans. How can we tell who's who, though? They've all got their hoods on. This is useless, Matthew. You're right, Marina always comes through for us. Let's send her the photo, now. Okay, 9 hours. And I'll let it run its course. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. I decided to just speed this up. Quick, Marina, can you identify the Prometheans in the photo Matthew found at Plaza Mayor? Yes, the individual with the clasped hands is clearly of a religious nature, and must therefore be Cardinal Salieri. The outstretched hand of the person on the far left, meanwhile, indicates royal heritage, and their feminine eyes and figure prove it is consequently Princess Sophia. I'm a bit stumped about the individual in the middle, though. The way they're bowing to kiss Sophia's hand implies they're a stickler for tradition and culture. Another couple energy. And their protruding stomach and posture suggest a slightly overweight gentleman in his 60s. No way, it can't be. This Promethean, it's Armand DuPont. What the heck? DuPont is a Promethean? How dare he betray the Bureau? I'm gonna... Anger is not an attractive quality, Archer. If I may, Matthew, I'd like to interrogate DuPont with you. I'd enjoy the chance to make him sweat a little. Let's go. About his involvement in the Prometheans. Hello, Armand. Tell me, were you bullied as a child? Well, children can be cruel at times. Why do you ask, Mademoiselle Marina? It explains why you reach the top of your field, Armand. Children who are bullied are often motivated to overachieve and seek power in their later years. Power like the Prometheans could offer, perhaps. What are you implying? Matthew found a photo of you dressed up as a Promethean, Armand. It is not what it seems, Matthew. Jacqueline and I were working together, trying to destroy the Prometheans from the inside. I managed to infiltrate the organization over a game of chess. I had a glass of sangria to give me some Dutch confidence. But the Prometheans were so impressed by my fluency in Aramaic, they let me straight in. I'm not convinced you do that without informing the Bureau first, Armand. We hope you had nothing to do with Jacqueline's death, but Matthew has no choice but to take you into custody. Oh boy. We need new leads, Matthew. We've got 4 people in custody, but no idea where the bomb detonator is. Papadakis obviously played a part in the murder, but she claimed the Promethean leader actually killed Jacqueline. We also know DuPont joined the cult, but do we buy his story about trying to bring them down from the inside? Matthew, I just had word that the carnival procession is headed towards your crime scene. You need to get back to the crime scene immediately, before any final clues are lost in the crowds. And I will. Okay, what do we got? Lighter. Oh, that's a clue? Okay. Son of a gun. One clue's the chalice. There's the camera. Come on, what'd you find at the crime scene, Matthew? Do I need to remind you that there's not just a killer on the loose, but thousands of lives in danger? This lighter has a bowl on it. This can't be a coincidence. I bet our killer used this to light the fire under the bronze bowl. There's a golden substance on the lighter. Collect a sample then, quick. And what's this golden chalice doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Well spotted. There's a dark powder on it. Let's vacuum it up. Stat. Got it. Great, you've collected a sample of that dark powder from the golden chalice you found at the crime scene. Let's get it to Lars, pronto. $15 hours. And examine the lighter. I know this will be the 9-hour one. You collected a sample of that golden substance from the killer's lighter. We need to send it to Lars now. and 9 hours. I'll let these two run their courses, so for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. It's now time to put Jacqueline Prust's killer behind bars. So let's get the results of the black powder. We're on the home stretch, dude. Quick, what can you tell us about that dark powder from the chalice we found at the crime scene? The substance is dried queimada. It's a drink containing wine, herbs, coffee beans. Lars, we're on the clock here. Sorry, Matthew. In short, queimada is a ceremonial beverage, thought to give the drinker special powers. And we know the Prometheans are all about ceremony, so the killer must have drank from this chalice before the murder. And it gets better. I found some tiny hairs in the dried liquid. I didn't have time to do a DNA profile, but the hairs were so short and coarse that they could have only come from a mustache. So our killer has a mustache. Well, things are about to get hairy for them. Sorry, Matthew, I know, of course you don't have time for jokes.
That's all she feels. Her EEG shows reflected thoughts, but her primitive brain functions are still intact. Her body senses and responds to pain.
Golden substance, let's get the results of that. Lars, you've been waiting for your results for hours. Please tell us you identify the substance Matthew collected from the killer's lighter. You're in luck, Matthew. I know exactly what this substance is. It's a nightmare getting it off the walls. Quit being cryptic, bro. Tell us what it is. The substance is adhesive glitter used for arts and crafts. Angela and I use it all the time with the girls. But more specifically, it's a type of glitter glue used to decorate masks, the kind everyone in Spain is wearing for the Semana Santa Carnival. So we're looking for a killer wearing a mask. They might be hiding their face, but they won't be able to hide from Matthew for much longer.
Your Honor, the facts in the case have changed. The jury has a right to...
Well, Matthew, we're no closer to finding the detonator.
She's brain being ventilated.
But you collected all the evidence we need to arrest Jacqueline Prust's killer, and a little disguise might help us finish the job. Let's do this.
It'll be murder. A murder charge is only proper after life support is turned off, and Evelyn Pritchard has no intention of doing that. Your Honor, the jury should be allowed to consider newly discovered evidence. Only if offered by the defense. The prosecution just gets one bite of the apple. She's right. I'm sorry, Counselor. The jury will have to render its verdict based on the facts.
It's not Armand Dupont, thank God. It's Archibald Gilchrist.
Hung jury will consider that law. Start on Monday. You were right.
Good evening, dear leader.
We'll never get a jury to convict.
How preposterous! How dare you call me by my Promethean name when I'm not in costume?
Not as long as
My sincerest apologies. I was just so in awe thinking about the brilliance of your plan to murder Prust that I forgot my manners. I was wondering if you could tell the story again. It's such a great one. Why, of course, young recruit. First of all, I had Papadakis lure Prust to Park Row with a postcard. How ingenious. Then I ambushed her and dragged her out to the countryside. I branded her with the word traitor in Aramaic as a warning to anyone else who might consider betraying me. As if the fact I had Prince Albert and the Greek finance minister killed wasn't enough to make people fear me, those fools should never have stood in the Prometheans' way. Anyway, I digress. Then I took my lighter and lit a fire under the bronze bull. It was just as magnificent as I'd hoped. But the finishing touch was playing the victim in front of those bureau fools. Sheriff Matthew will never suspect it was me who killed Prust. I wouldn't be so sure, Gilchrist.
charge me with murder.
You're under arrest for the murder of Jacqueline Prust.
I believe it.
How is this possible? Mr. Gilchrist, you stand accused of murdering Jacqueline Prust by roasting her to death? And you're also involved in a European-wide bomb plot? You've been busy, Mr. Gilchrist. Tell us where to find the detonator and I'll be lenient in my sentencing. Never, Your Honor. I acted to rid the Prometheans of the traitor within our midst, and now Europe will be ours. You'll never find the detonator. In that case, the International Court hereby sentences you to life in prison for refusing to cooperate and endangering the lives of thousands. Oh, and for killing that Prust woman. All rise. Ignorant fools! You think this is the end, but this is just the beginning. You'll never stop us. Matthew, now that Gilchrist is safe behind bars, I'm going to set up teams to track down all the Prometheans across Europe. Your work isn't done, though. You still need to find that bomb detonator before the remaining Prometheans can launch their attack ahead of the referendum on European unification.
Lucy's doctor says she'll never recover.
And we haven't gotten to the bottom of DuPont's involvement in the Prometheans. You need to find out if we can trust him. You'll have your work cut out for you, Matthew, but I have faith that you can do it.
Richard, Justice. I don't know if she's a grieving mother who can't let go, or if she's just trying to beat a murder rap. What I do know is a little girl's in constant pain, and there is no hope. Forever.
Sophia was cleared. Oracle Papadakis almost made it the cut.
But Evelyn gave birth to her. Lucy's
Cardinal Salieri cleared.
Be careful of that pain.
Armand DuPont almost made the cut, but it was Gilchrist. See for the AI.
Why'd you go over my head?
I'm trying to do what's right for that child.
Ghost. Francine Lamont.
Alright folks, we're back. Just put Gilchrist behind bars. Start Europe in Crisis 6.
Because Estelle Sanchez was in a coma for 10 years, woke up and asked for pancreas.
Good job, Matthew. You successfully put Archibald Gilchrist behind bars.
Made your point.
But we can't rest until we're sure the detonator Gilchrist is planning to use set-off bombs all over Europe won't fall into the wrong hands. Gilchrist won't tell us anything though, so what do we do now? If I may interrupt, Matthew, I'd like to help. I don't know much about the Prometheans' plan, but I'm happy to tell you the little I do know. You better wait in the interrogation room then, DuPont. Matthew will be with you shortly. I've also been thinking, Matthew, in case you don't find the detonator, the next best option is to try and cancel the referendum.
Thank you. Redirect, Your Honor.
If there's no referendum, the Prometheans have no reason to launch their bomb attack. And anyway, this whole thing never really sat right with me. But you have to be careful who you talk to. We know there are Prometheans in high places, and they might intensify their efforts if they realize what we're trying to do.
Is there any hope she can recover?
Well, we do know one person who must be in contact with tons of influential people. Princess Sophia. I'm dying to try out my charm on royalty. Let's go talk to her, Matthew.
How would you describe Lucy's life?
I believe she's in constant, excruciating pain.
Enough.
Now,
I don't want this
talk to DuPont.
anymore, please.
I want to start by saying sorry, Matthew. It was irresponsible to infiltrate the Prometheans. I hope you can forgive me.
She will face a murder charge.
That depends on whether you prove you're trustworthy. We need you to help us stop this bomb plot. Evidemment, Monsieur Archer. Of course, Gilchrist didn't give me or the mother Prometheans any details about the detonator.
I'm so sorry.
What? That's completely useless. However, I do remember him saying, when all else fails, turn to Grell. I didn't pay it much attention at the time. I thought it was just a madman's ramblings. But now I wonder if it was a clue about how to complete the plan if he got arrested. Turn to Grell? He must have meant Park Grell, Matthew. If he left the detonator there for his followers to find, we need to retrieve it, stat. I'm already busy with this referendum, though. Can you go with Matthew instead, DuPont? Avec plaisir, Archer. And I'd like to contribute some of my savings to the investigation to say sorry. Now on to Park Grell.
Stop screaming, and I'm so angry. I shook her over and over until she stopped screaming. And then I put her down, and she smiled up at me. She seemed okay. After the doctor told me that she would shake, I just kept telling myself that it couldn't be my fault. Oh, God.
Okay.
I never
Bill.
meant her.
Wine bottle. Aha! Faded flyer. Faded note. For some. Start it up. Got it.
Played over. We turned the machines off. 10 minutes later, Lucy was gone. It was peaceful. Evelyn there? Corrections Center down from Bedford Hills.
Vite, what did you find in Park Grell, Matthew? Some faded paper? Mais oui, that's the Promethean symbol. You must uncover the rest of the text, Matthew.
We just gotten out of the Marines. Just unemployed. Kathy was pregnant again.
Examine the faded note.
One night she went out and I was home alone. She spilled grape juice all over this brand new carpet we just bought, which we couldn't afford to buy.
The heck? Oh, there we go. 6 energy.
She twisted away and I slapped her in the face.
The note you found in Park Gwell reads, "The wind will always blow you in the right direction," and there's a drawing of a windmill. This is useless, Matthew. Time is running out, and all we found is a vague note about windmills. Who does Gilchrist think he is, Don Quixote?
So I'm standing there in the
You're right. We must follow the clues we have. You say there are windmills at the crime scene? Well, en avant.
She starts crying, and I pick her up. And I just keep saying over and over, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." You'll make it over a lot of the carpet.
Aha! I can see the clue already. Locked phone. Shovel. Dog. Palm tree. Flamenco dress. Sheep. Seed bag. Shield. Red pepper. Butterfly. Craig Whit.
System, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated...
Please say you have found a clue, Matthew. I fear that those bombs could go off at any moment. You picked up a cell phone? Must I remind you we're looking for a detonator which could set off bombs all across Europe? Oh, cell phones are commonly used as detonators? This newfangled technology baffles me. You had better unlock the phone then. I hear you're talented at that sort of thing. Now let's examine the locked phone. I don't think I'll be waiting this time, thank goodness. B9E. V83. Perfect. 9 energy. Mon Dieu! Look at this list of European cities, Matthew. There's London, Paris, Berlin, and a detonate button next to each of them. This must be the detonator Gilchrist was going to use to set off bombs across Europe. But what do we do with it now? Good thinking. Young Mr. Elliot will know what to do with it. Let's send the cell phone to him quickly. And please be careful not to touch any of the buttons, Matthew.
His ex-girlfriend Karen lives there. Baxter raped his son. Got grand jury in an hour on the Wilmette.
Okay, 6 hours.
Detectives? Olivia Benson, Elliot Stabler, Deputy U.S.
It looks like I will have to wait. Ask Sophia for help.
Nice to see you.
Hello, Sophia. You're looking gorgeous. Orange really is your color. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, Matthew. I'm in desperate need of help. Actually, we need your help, Sophia. I feel terrible, Sheriff Matthew, as if I hadn't already brought shame on the royal family. I lost the Spanish crown when you arrested me. That crown has been in the family since the 1700s. Imagine when Papa finds out. You can help me, can't you, Matthew? Will you go to Plaza Mayor and find my crown? You're lucky we need your help, Sophia. Come on, Matthew, let's go to Plaza Mayor to look for Sophia's crown.
Sure. See if your fax came in.
Elliot. How you know Iverson? Before Andy went federal, he was NYPD. He also used to date Olivia.
There we go. Oh, I think that's the crown. Bell. Thurible. Key emblem. There we go. Hat. Guitar, hand mirror. Shell candy apple. Just need the cat. Just need the cat. Oh boy. What's the black one? Come on. There you are.
Positively entertaining. Every single day. We're relighting the famous beginning savings. Now we can tell you when, but where's the fun in that? And 3D Saturdays are here.
Did you find anything at Plaza Mayor, Matthew? I can't believe we're running errands for a stuck-up princess when we got a referendum to stop. Uh-oh, you think those broken pieces are Sophia's crown? Better put them back together, quick.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor with amazing 4K quality. It's our best processor ever.
How can you see yourself in your glasses? Without your glasses, at LensCrafters, our unique camera and screen system lets you compare yourself.
Whew, just barely made that one.
Making sure
Good job restoring that crown, Matthew. You're right, though. We better be 100% sure this crown is Sophia's. There's no time for mistakes. I'm sure Lars can check it's the real deal. Let's send the crown to him ASAP.
I'm talking gorgeous bras, PJs, robes. All from petite to plus. You get your first set for $25. Seriously, where else can you get this amazing quality for that kind of price? Plus, I just did all
How long?
my shopping.
9 hours. At the end of the day, I'll get it.
Your first bra and panty set for $24.95.
I'll let these two run their courses. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, it's Matthew. We're back, and we're now going to get the results of the unlocked phone. Young Elliot, tell us you disarmed that detonator Matthew found at the crime scene. Of course I did, old man. The Bureau didn't hire me for my wit. There was an iffy moment where I almost blew up London, but I managed to salvage it. None of those bombs will go off now, Matthew. Tremendous, Elliot. Perhaps the Bureau will give you some extra pocket money. Please. My parents already gave me loads of money. Anyway, I actually almost had fun for once. Now, excuse me, I need to go brag about saving Europe to my mates online. See ya. And I suppose I'll speed this up, even though 2 more minutes would have had 1 less, but that's okay. Matthew, you're just in time. I've got a joke for you. Knock, knock. Who's there? Eiffel? I'm not sure Matthew is digging this, but Eiffel who? I fell down and broke my crown. Haha, get it? I fell down? Haha, great one. Sorry, Matthew, I know we got a referendum to stop and all. What did you find out about the crown, bro? I checked the DNA of the hair I found inside, and I can confirm that the crown belongs to Sophia. There's no time to lose then, Matthew. Let's return the crown to Sophia. And let's return the crown. We found your crown at Plaza Mayor, Sophia, though I doubt you'll have much occasion to wear it in prison. Thank you so much, Sheriff Matthew. I would have disgraced myself even further if I lost such a family heirloom. So what can I do for you in return? We want to stop the referendum on European unification, and we figure maybe you could use your influence to help us. Well, I suppose since I can't play at having all the power now that I'm stuck in prison, then nobody should be able to. I'll make a few phone calls, Sheriff Matthew. I'll have a meeting with the President of the European Commission organized for you by the end of the day. Now before you go, Matthew, I'd like to treat you to lunch in the prison canteen as thanks for returning my crown. What next? Persuade the President, European Commission to cancel the European... Huh. Oh, and this guy just popped in on this guy just popped in on the radar. Okay. This is it, Matthew. I'm counting on you to convince the President of the European Commission to cancel the referendum on European unification. This might be the most important meeting you ever have. Europe's fate depends on you, Matthew. The President is waiting to talk to you in his office. That'd be a major honor myself. Good afternoon, Matthew. I'm sure you'll understand I'm a busy man, so let's make this quick. We'll get straight to the point, sir. We don't believe Europe is ready to be united under one government. And why should I listen to you? Because we just thwarted a European-wide conspiracy linked to this referendum. If the Prometheans were prepared to blow up cities all over Europe to get a yes vote in the referendum and take control of the United States of Europe, can you imagine what lengths other organizations might go to once unification is implemented? We had heard chatter about the Prometheans, but I had no idea the problem was so extreme. You have a solid argument, but I cannot waltz in and call off a referendum just like that. I'll make some calls and see what I can do. In the meantime, as a sign of the European Office's gratitude to the Bureau, I'd like to offer you this, Sheriff Matthew. Spanish hat, alright. Matthew, you found the bomb detonator and managed to get the referendum postponed. The Bureau is immensely proud of you. Yeah, congrats, Matthew. Even I have to admit you were pretty awesome. Now, who's up for drinks? I hear Park Row is lovely at this time of day. Cheers, Matthew, and here's to many more investigations together. Matthew, I want to thank you again for trusting me. Infiltrating the Prometheans was a foolish old man's bid for adventure. It won't happen again. I just heard you kicked Promethean butt, Matthew. As eloquent as ever, Carmen. Anyway, you're a real asset to the Bureau, Matthew. In fact, you're one of the best detectives we've ever had. Let's talk to... Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. Chief? Oh, gosh. Chief? Chief? Ingrid, call an ambulance. We need to get the chief to the hospital ASAP. And we need to scout out the park. Whoever did this might... Carmen, pull yourself together. They could be anywhere by now. We need to listen to Matthew. They'll know what to do. You're right, Matthew. We can't do anything to help the chief right now. She'll be in good hands at the hospital. And good thinking. The dart. We need to find it to get a lead on whoever shot the chief. It must have fallen down somewhere. Let's search the park. Stat. Okay. I can see it. Fish. Share mugs. Okay. 8 seconds. Wow. Well. Do you think the dart fell into that ice chest when the chief fell down, Matthew? Quick, let's look through it. Perfect. There's the dart. You found the dart which the chief was shot with. We've got to send it to Lars now. Six hours. Starting it right now. And I'll see you guys for when the dart runs its course. I might speed it up later, but we'll see what happens. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay folks, it is Matthew. We are back. And after just seeing that Chief Ripley was killed, let's get the results of the dart. Quick, Lars, what did you find out about the dart which the Chief was shot with? Man, I can't believe this is happening. I really hope the Chief's going to pull through. I know you don't know her that well, Matthew, but Ripley really is the backbone of the Bureau. She always has our backs. But right now, we need to focus on finding whoever shot her. So come on, Lars, what do you know about the dart? Well, the tip of the dart was imbued with fast-acting poison, which means it doesn't look good for the Chief. And I also found that the feather fletching was colored with vegetable dye, more specifically with poppy flower dye. The type of poppy flower used is called Papaver atlanticum, otherwise known as the Moroccan poppy. As you might have guessed, it's native to Morocco in North Africa, but I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. Now we know the dart was made in Morocco. That's more than enough, bro. Come on, Matthew, we need to go tell Ingrid. She might have news about the Chief. I just heard from the hospital, Matthew. The Chief, she didn't make it. Oh. You can't really mean that, Ingrid. The Chief can't really be dead. But what are we going to do without her, Matthew? I mean, Ripley accompanied me out on my first trip into the field with the Bureau. She's always been there for me. And we'd only just found the lead we needed. Lars told us that the dart came from Morocco. And now the Chief's dead. It's more important than ever that you follow that lead, Matthew, because now we're looking for a killer. There's no time to lose. We're taking the next flight to Morocco. Some of these cases will break your heart, like this one. But I'm going to unlock another region, the Sahara region. 6 new cases. So that will do for case number 6. And we'll see you for case 7. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you then.